Sources have told Times now that Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh will be stepping down on the 17th of May, a day after the election results. Times now has also learned that the Prime Minister will have a meeting with the Council of Ministers at 4 o'clock in the evening on Monday. And the Prime Minister will then proceed to Rashtrapati Bhavan. But government sources expect Singh to continue as caretaker Prime Minister till the next government is formed. Times now has also learned that a search is on for a new residence for Manmohan Singh. And joining us on the phone line now is our editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami. Arnab, thanks for joining in. Could you just put this, this entire development into perspective?
Well, Harishri, it's the process. It's the entire process which now begins. It's the Prime Minister going in after his farewell Council of Ministers meeting to put in his papers, part of the process which the Congress and the UPA have planned out. It's all very well planned. As you rightly said, at 17th, which is a Sunday, there will be a cabinet meeting, and that will be at 4 p.m. That's a sort of farewell Council of Ministers meeting of the Manmohan Singh government, because even if Dr. Manmohan Singh comes back, which the Congress expects them to, it'll be a new Council of Ministers. So there will be a touch of sentimentality to that event. But at the end of the day, it's hardcore political process that we are looking at. It's also been planned, and we've been getting this information from top advisors of this process, that as soon as that Council of Ministers meeting is over, which should last about an hour, hour and a half, could go a bit longer because it could end up being more of a political meeting. So we should expect that by early evening, say about 6 o'clock, the Prime Minister then drives down to Rashtrapati Bhavan, offers to resign. Now keep in mind that technically this Parliament has its term right up to the end of May. So what is the Prime Minister going to offer to resign? Well, simply because they expect the notification of the results to come in from the Election Commission around 17th. So there are two simultaneous processes which happen then around Sunday, Monday. One is the Election Commission, having got all the results together, to go through the process of informing the President, which is called the process of notification for the President. That's going to happen anytime perhaps after the results are accumulated. We expect that to happen on Sunday. So once the notification happens, the President then probably asks the Prime Minister to either carry on as a caretaker Prime Minister, or, and this part is important because we go by convention, if the President on the 17th or on the 18th, once the initial confabulations of political parties are over, feels that the caretaker Prime Minister is in the best position to prove his numbers, then can go and also ask the Prime Minister to prove his numbers, swear in the Prime Minister, and then prove his numbers on the floor of the House. Now, this is, of course, the UPA's game plan. So the UPA's game plan, Harishri, is very clear. Council of Ministers farewell meeting. Prime Minister goes in to offer his resignation. After that, the Election Commission notifies the results. If the results go the Congress party's way, their entire strategy now is that they expect that after being asked, and given a period of 15 days to prove the numbers on the floor of the House, they will be in a better negotiating position. So technically, if you look into this entire story, technically it is entirely possible, Harishri, that the Prime Minister need not offer to resign right up to the end of May, because the duration of this Parliament, of this one Lok Sabha, carries on till the end of the month. The fact that the Prime Minister is actually bringing the process forward appears to reflect a little bit of the Congress party's strategy right now. Okay. And I spoke to several senior Congress leaders, and they said that there is no great hurry, that they feel that the negotiating room, the bargaining position, will be much better and much more comfortable for the Congress party or the UPA should they get the opportunity to be invited to form the government. They believe that gives them the edge. So as far as the Prime Minister's farewell Council of Ministers meeting and then going in to offer his resignation is concerned, it is neither a sign of underconfidence nor overconfidence. It is simply the process that the government has chosen to go through. But of course, we will expect very fast developments across Sunday and early into Monday morning.
So, Arnab, the sense that you're getting now is while the Prime Minister will follow the protocol and submit his resignation, but in all probability, he will continue as the caretaker PM.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a certainty, Harishri. There cannot be a vacuum in any government. This is a process that the government has gone through, essentially, in order to allow the president to make the next moves. Technically, once the election process is completed and the notification has been given in, for a period of time, the ball is entirely in the Rashtrapati's court. This offer to resign essentially gives the Rashtrapati the opportunity for the leg room. Then the Rashtrapati goes through her advisors. She speaks to her advisors, has some legal consultations. Remember, the president can call upon any legal officers to advise her, constitutional experts to advise her. In the past, we have seen eminent names like Soli Sorabji having been advising the Rashtrapati in the past. So, she can call upon any eminent legal constitutional experts, decide her next move, and then decide who to invite to swear in. Now, of course, here in this point of time must be remembered, there are two options before the Rashtrapati. Will the Rashtrapati go and invite the party which has the single largest numbers? Or will the Rashtrapati give the opportunity to someone to actually prove the numbers and then be invited? Well, this entirely depends on how the numbers pan out. But this is part of the process. Congress gives the Rashtrapati the leg room to decide how to take things forward.